get two more? Can we get two more people? 30 seconds. I'm looking.
Awesome.
75 degrees in Georgia. Okay, I don't want to talk to y'all. Thank you, Mrs. Moore, for letting me do this.
Awesome sauce. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me pin my video. So great to be here with you all this evening. Listen, my name is Nina Moore, and this call is being recorded for us to be able to share this video and this presentation with other people that were not able to be here. I am going to ask that you would turn your cameras on. I was, in a room full of millionaires today. And the one thing one of the gentlemen said is that he said, I don't talk to people that have black screens. He said, I just don't do it. Not when we're never going to change our life like that, right? We're never going to see and have energy that way. So what I would love to do first is to identify where our guests are. Do we have any guests on the call? If you are a guest, we want you to let us know in the comments that you are a guest and let us know who invited you this evening. Before we get started, we want to identify, we want to celebrate you for being our guest. And we're going to ask those of you that are on this call to turn your cameras on. Thank you so much for being, for your willingness to, obedience is better than sacrifice, because you know and understand what the word of God says and that you are turning those cameras on. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I am Nina Moore, and let's see, we're still waiting to see, do we have any guests on the line? If you are a guest, we want you to let us know that you are a guest and who you are a guest of. About 10, 11 years, well, actually, no, 17 years ago, when the profession of network marketing found me, I was totally opposed to the industry. I was tired of selling my food stamps to make ends meet, and I'm certain that nobody else on here understands that but me, right? But I was tired of selling my food stamps to make ends meet, being trapped in a 300-pound body, literally robbing Peter to pay Paul. Going through a divorce, I was struggling and suffering with depression and suicidal ideations. I went to an event where a woman got on stage and told her story. This was about 17 years ago. And she told her story about how she was a stripper. And this stripper had gone from stripper pole to earning $90,000 in her first 60 days in the company that we were in. Well, you all, I realized that what I was doing wasn't working, because obviously I wasn't earning 5 and 6 figures in 60 days. But I realized that what I was doing rather wasn't working. And I decided in 2014, we're going to fast forward to about almost 11 years ago, I decided to make a career pivot where I was a hairstylist for 27 years. And I decided to make a career pivot to marketing on online sales in the health and wellness space. Well, after making that pivot, I earned $500,000 in my first 18 months, y'all. Dropped over 125 pounds. And now I love to help people who are 45 and over live their birthright, which is to be healthy and wealthy. Now, I know that there are a lot of you that were stumbled, like that you were a little paused, you were a little, you were a little taken back when I said that number, $500,000. What I also realize is that it is going to require you allowing us to help you to become a version of yourself that you are not right now. Because what we've got to understand is who we are today won't allow us to have the life that we desire, because we literally can't. If we could have done it being the version that we are right now, we would already have it. Can I get a yes or amen, right? A yes or yes. Can we get a yes or yes? A yes or yes. How many of you agree that the version of ourselves that we are today, because of where we are today, if we could have what we desire, we would already have it? Can we get a yes or yes in the comments? Well, I may not have understood everything about marketing and sales and online and all of that. Here's what I was driven by, Lady Genesis. I was driven by the fact that I decided that I would never, ever be broke another day of my life. And I could put a exclamation point on the end of that, the period, the end, that I would never, ever be broke another day of my life. And so, how does a girl with no college degree, how does a girl who had a baby at 15, had another one at 20, the bishop's daughter, whose marriage, her first marriage ended in divorce, the girl who came from the hood, who didn't want to live, who wanted to throw herself in front of a bus or down the steps, how does a girl go from welfare to winning? Well, the first thing that had to change was the way that I thought about money, the way I thought about myself. And what I realized is that my environment had to change. Can y'all put in the comments environment? My environment had to change. That in order for me to go up, right? In order for me to glow up, in order for me to elevate, what I was doing was not conducive to the results that I wanted. What and maybe you're understanding what I'm saying, maybe you're not. What I was doing was not conducive to, you know what, the picture that I had in my mind of the life that I wanted to live. You know, we were thinking, when my husband said to me today, because he attended the entrepreneurs speakers business meeting, because they don't call it a conference, they call it a business meeting. It wasn't a class, because these were entrepreneurs who are already making money, who didn't have to be prompted and prodded and talked off a ledge. Mindset wasn't the issue, right? What we were there to learn was skill set. And my husband said, as he was driving back, because he wanted to make sure that he got back home, to make sure that he was here for our daughter to get off of the bus. This would be her last week on the bus, right? In prison all day. He said that he thought to himself on the way home, never would I have imagined that I would be at a conference during the day in the middle of the week. Is there anybody that's listening to me right now that's ready to live a life of freedom? Is there anybody right now? I mean, is there anybody right now listening to me that might even want to attempt to see what it might feel like to live a life of freedom, right? The kind of freedom that allows you to be where you want to be, when you want to be there, with whom you want to be there, how long you want to be there. You want to think now, like, what's your number? What is the number that would be that number that you would say is your whole lot of money number, right? When you think about money, I want you to put that number in the chat. What's your whole lot of money number? Is it $1 million? Is that a whole lot of money to you? Or is it $100,000? Is that a whole lot of money to you? Whatever the whole lot of money number is for you, let me see you put it in the comments. And I know you're probably saying to me, what does this have to do? Stay told me to get on here because we're going to talk about some products and we're going to talk about how you can make some money. I'm trying to help you get there. And I promise, if you stay with me, I am going to bless you. So with your whole lot of money number, right? Don't even think about it. Don't think, well, are you talking every month or are you talking every year? What is your whole lot of money number? Now, I want you to think about that whole lot of money number. And I want you to think about a person that you would want to bless with that number, with that money. Put their name in the comments right now. Who would you want to bless with that number? Put their name in the comments. Now, you know, you got to assume that if you had all this money, if it was your spouse, they would have access to it anyway. Think about who you want. Now, as you're thinking about who you would want to bless with this money, who you want to give this money to, what I want you to now do is act like you're giving it to them. Give it away. Now, stop right there, because what I want to ask you is, why did you have hesitation when you thought about this whole lot of money, this imaginary whole lot of money? Now, it's imaginary. It ain't money you got. But Right there, you experienced some hesitation with the imaginary whole lot of money that you said that you want to give to somebody that you loved or cared for, or you wanted to be a blessing to. But right there tells you the kind of relationship that you have with money. So when somebody like me says, I came from the hood, I was selling my food stamps to make ends meet. And I say, but when I decided to go all in, when I decided that I didn't know what I was doing, but I decided to go all in. And at the very moment that I decided to go all in, 18 months later, I looked up and I was $500,000 richer. Some of your brains shut down. Because the same way that I just said to you, if you had this imaginary money and I said, now give it to the person you say that you love, and there was hesitation over the whole lot of money, the imaginary whole lot of money. See, we don't even understand that there's some things that got to be fixed. And it's number one, our relationship with money. What I learned, or what this is something I've already known, but what I heard resonated over and over and over and over again for the last 48 hours, that we will never, ever earn more than we will allow ourselves to spend. So if we would not invest, there's no way that you could want to earn $20,000 a month, $10 million, $5 million. We'll never, ever earn more than we are willing to invest. And so a few years ago, I remember taking a credit card out of my drawer, y'all. On the envelope was written, "Used for emergencies only." Somebody's going to catch that. On the envelope, it said, Sean, "Used for emergencies only." Well, it was an emergency. It was an emergency because I realized, Dr. Jameson, that what I was doing wasn't working. So if it obviously wasn't working, see, I was working a whole lot of hours. Is there anybody that's on this presentation right now that's working a whole lot of hours? Does the money match the time that you feel like you're working? Do you realize that everything we want and desire, we deserve to have? Well, guess what? The money wasn't matching. What I realized is I went into that drawer and I took my credit card and I charged it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to market. I had to buy a computer, Dr. Jameson. I didn't even know how to use a computer because as a hairstylist, I had no need for a computer. I didn't understand how to record videos. I didn't even understand what I was doing. I didn't understand I was doing attraction marketing. I didn't know what that was. What I did understand is that I never wanted to be broke another day of my life. And I said to myself, Alicia, if a stripper, because I had done some things in life, but I ain't never stripped on no pole. Right? I had done some things, Lynn, but it wasn't no pole, right? And I said to myself, if a stripper could earn $90,000 in 60 days, because God is not a respecter of persons, then why could he not do it for me? And I decided to make the declaration that poverty ends with me. Now, I don't know about y'all, but poverty ends with me. The struggle ends with me. If you want to believe, or you believe that poverty ends with you, then you ought to type it in the comments. Poverty ends with me. It ends with a broke mindset. It ends with me. And what I also realized is when you don't pay attention. Oh, when we don't pay attention. And so it needs to cost you something. See, what happens when it costs us something is we appreciate it a whole lot differently. And so we found some supplements a few years ago, y'all. And I really strongly believe in supplements and what they do for our bodies. So because I know you need to hear about some of these supplements, because we won't bore you with them all tonight, right? We brought my good friend, my good doctor friend, like with a real degree, dual degree, as a matter of fact, with lots of certifications, right? And she's going to talk all about a couple of our products, because we do realize that you want to know, well, hey, you said you was 300 pounds, Nina. I was. and you could clearly see that I'm not now, right? She's going to talk about why supplements are important. And then I'm going to come back at the end and I'm going to talk about how I made a living off of these supplements, right? And how we're getting ready to launch one of the biggest projects of our lives. I'm telling you right now. And there are a lot of people that are on this call right now that they don't even know either, right? But we're about to launch one of the biggest projects of our lives because we've decided that we're going to be open to streams of income so that they flow into our lives. So what I want you to do is I want you to listen, not just your head and your ears, but I want you to listen with your heart because something happens when we make ourselves fully present and we listen with our heart. As Dr. Nicole Bramwell, graduate of Howard University, this woman loves to have fun. Let me tell y'all something. We've seen her cut a rug, right? But she loves helping people. 100% will take your calls all times of the night and even early in the morning now because of these supplements, right? And she's about her coins, but she's so humble and she knows 100% of the facts. We would not bring anybody before you that don't know the facts. So I want you to lend your heart and your ears to Dr. Nicole Bramwell, who's going to share just a few of our supplements with you. Dr. Bramwell, the floor is yours.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And I certainly get excited about this. I've been doing this for a minute and I've been a doctor for over 30 years. But let me tell you, nothing excites me as much as helping people use natural products to get their health in order, and not just in order, but reverse and heal disease. And that's what we're about. Do you know that in naturopathic medicine, financial discord is associated with stress and your adrenal glands? Now, everybody talks about how their cortisol is out of whack, but they don't understand why their cortisol is out of whack. It is linked to what Mrs. Moore is going to talk to you more about. So I'm not going to spend time on that, but I want you to know that it is directly linked to what I am going to present you with these products. And so I'm going to start. Actually, I'm sorry. Thank you. So I'm going to start here and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. What I do want you to know is that you can do something about whatever health issue you have. That's what you need to know here. And if you don't have a health issue, what you need to know is that you need to do something to prevent anything from happening. Because guess what? Ever since we were born, we were getting older. And a lot of things change as we get older from younger than you think. Our collagen was going away at 18 years old. That's pretty young. You don't think that those things are happening. Your nitric oxide was going down from age 30. Your testosterone was decreasing from age 30. And for some younger than that, 25% of men younger than that. So let me tell you, you want to get on something that is going to provide you with the nutrients that you need so that you can move about not only physically, but mentally and psychologically in what you want to accomplish. So we've got active greens here. I'm going to go through this. These active greens are raw greens, kamut, alfalfa. Those are going to fortify you with 70 nutrients and minerals. Vitamins and minerals. Okay, and it's raw greens. Okay, healthy for you. So if you don't like eating your vegetables, you may drink them. All right, we've got an adaptogen blend in this active greens. The reishi mushroom and the ashwagandha, those are going to support your immune system, strengthen your immune system, and also help you adapt to that stress that I was talking about. All of us know what that's about by this point. And we've got a nitric oxide blend in here with the L-arginine, L-citrulline. Nitric oxide is decreasing since age 30, but it is vital to normal and healthy heart function, your blood vessel function, and many other things like controlling your blood sugar and your endurance in exercise and movement. So we need that in our lives, okay? We need that. And then we've got an absorption blend that actually helps your body absorb these nutrients fully so that you can get the benefit. And you're going to have immune correction, your immune system correction. You're going to have detoxing of your body, and you're just going to feel so much better with natural energy. All right, and then we've got the Elevate, this is our liquid vitamin, and I got to give it up to it. I used to be preferential to the capsule, but it actually comes in a powder form because of the extraction process that we do. Technology is so amazing, putting nature together using whole food derived nutrients from whole food cranberries and broccoli and spinach, all of that. Again, you don't have to eat your vegetables. You can go ahead and drink it. This tastes really, really good, but you're going to get 4.5 servings of fruits and vegetables in this Elevate. We've also got nootropics, which are for your mental clarity and focus. All right, so we've got guarana, bacopa, your henbane, yerba mate extract, going to increase your stamina and your performance. You're going to get all of your vitamins, A, D, E, C, K, and B1 through B12, B12 at 2,000%, not only to increase your metabolism, but to help to support your muscles, your nerves, and the rest of your blood system, your blood cells, making them healthy, because you need that for healthy blood cells. You need B12, all right? And then we've got the adaptogens in the Elevate as well, the reishi mushroom, shiitake mushroom, and chaga mushroom. Again, strengthening your immune system. Your immune system is very important because it's not just to disease, but it's also to fend off cancer. So that is part of what attacks your immune system. And then autoimmune diseases, you need to be aware of that. So those two, very, very powerful. Start out your day right with one of these or both of these. You can mix them together. You can do whatever you want with them, but they're amazing. And then my special group of products. I love these products. Everybody knows I love these products. My voice probably goes up about 3 octaves when I start talking about the Epic Slim. But so here we have a powerful meal replacement. And why I get excited, like I used to do the shakes. I've done shakes before, shake companies and what have you. And shakes are great. But this is a meal replacement that is either a coffee or a tropical drink. So you can be sipping your coffee like you do. You drink coffee anyway. It's the second most consumed beverage around the globe, not just in the US, around the globe. So you're drinking this already. Why not do it with benefits? So we've got 10 grams of collagen in both of these products. All right, the 10 grams of collagen, 2 types of collagen. The first type is the 90% that's in your body. It's going to be your skin, your bones, your ligaments, your tendons, that type of thing. And then the type 3 is actually the one that's going to protect your organs on the inside and also on the outside of the organs, but also on the inside of your organs, like your intestine, your gut is going to be protected and correct things like leaky gut or irritable bowel syndrome. Very, very important. Contains 19 amino acids, which are going to help you control blood sugar and blood pressure and help you to be healthier. This is giving you what you need so that your body can do what it needs to do. And then the powerhouse of this product is the berberine. Berberine is just that show off. It's a show off for sure. It actually stimulates AMPK, which stimulates the brown fat that's been sitting there in your body, not allowing you to lose that extra weight that you've been trying to get from around your belly. Guess what? It's going to reactivate what's been sleeping dormant and allow you to burn that as energy, which means you're going to decrease your fat percentage. And that means you're going to be a healthier weight for a lifetime. All right. Prolonged. This is about healing and correcting and not just putting a Band-Aid over something. Okay. But the berberine also helps you decrease your cholesterol, your lipids, decreases the LDL, actually clears it out of your blood vessels so that you don't form those plaques and increase your risk of stroke. It also declots so that you don't form clots and head to stroke or heart attack. All right. And it also helps to detox the gut. And I've been experiencing that. I drink 1 coffee in the morning and the tropical drink in the evening. But berberine is going to reverse fatty liver, and it has an effect on cancer cells. So there is protective function here with the berberine on cancer cells. Again, you don't have to take my word for it, but I've already done all the research, but this is in the research. There's 5,000 articles on berberine. So you can just Google it and a bunch of stuff is going to come up. We've also got lion's mane, which is one of our medicinal mushrooms, going to give you increased cognition. So you're going to get smarter drinking coffee or a tropical drink and feeling like you're on the beach. And it's going to increase your memory, improve your memory, and also your mental clarity. We have got calorie burn in here, which is Grains of Paradise, well proven over decades and decades. You're going to burn with our formulation, you're going to burn 300 additional calories per serving, not per day, per serving. I told you I'm drinking 2 of these a day, so think about that. 500% more calories per day. And we also have cordyceps, which is one of our another one of our medicinal mushrooms that is going to help you detox your body, also do DNA repair. And remember that cortisol that I was talking about, that adrenal exhaustion, it actually helps to balance your hormones. So we've got everything packed into this, into the Epic Slim. But let me tell you, we already know these work. We have lots of proof. There's no need to prove that. What Mrs. Moore is going to tell you about is that she's going to show you how this can translate to making not only your body healthy, but now that we're going to get your body healthy, we're going to get that pocketbook healthy, so that those numbers that we were putting in the chat, you saw my number, it was really, really big. I want you to know that she's going to show you how we're going to do that. So Mrs. Moore is all on you.
Thank you so much. Y'all light the chat up for Dr. Bramwell, right? Who gives us so much great information. And we want you to know that, of course, that is not all of our product line. We do strongly suggest that every person should start with our detox. You should always add the detox to your regimen. And what I want you to do is I want you to get back to the person that might have invited you, and let's build a pack. Would you please type that in the comments now? Build a pack. Don't settle for one bag of the coffee no, don't just settle for that. We want you to build a pack. We want you to think about what your health goals are and who you want to live for. Like, do you want to add more life to your years because of your family? We want you to build a pack. And then we want you to know that our company has a solid system. And what systems do is a system will save yourself time, energy, and money. And so what's going to happen is the way that you're going to get started with us is that you're going to build a pack. And then once you choose to build your pack, you're going to get your own back office portal. And in that back office portal, there are going to be steps for you to be able to follow a proven system that you're going to follow, which is going to teach you how to start your business, which is going to teach you how to onboard your business partners, which is going to teach you whether you want to retail or whether you want to build a team, where the real residual income is in building a team. But I want to talk to your heart right now, because I know that you're saying, well, how much is this going to cost me? And I want you to think about how much it's going to cost you to not get started. How many more times will you not be able to do things for your family because it's just not in the budget? I want you to think about your health and where your health is right now. I feel like when I think about my story, give me 1 second. I moved my pictures a little further over when I cleaned my office yesterday. When I think about this person right here, this person that would not have had the energy to run with our daughter or our grandchildren or our dog. When I think about her, what would it have cost me if I had been more concerned about the investment than I was in my life long-term investment, in my health, the thing that really matters? And what I know you're doing right now is you're fighting the objections that you have in your mind right now. You're mentally fighting against, well, what if this doesn't work? And I'm not stuck. I want to ask you a question without making you feel like I'm being condescending. Is it working? Is what you're doing working right now? So I want to kind of combat that question with, but what if it does work? We always go to the, well, what if it doesn't work? Well, what if I don't get my investment back? Because I know I used to feel that same way. Well, what if I don't get my investment back? Here's what I'm going to say to that. Nothing in, nothing out. And so if you partner with the person that invited you here and you do absolutely nothing, you can expect absolutely nothing in return. That is a life principle, a law of attraction, that there is nothing that we can do to change that. But I know that you're fighting with well, how expensive is it? And I would say to that is, what are you worth? What do you believe you are worth? What do you believe your family is worth? What do you believe? Because we keep saying that poverty ends with me. So whether you do this for your health benefit, for your financial benefit, or both, you have to ask yourself, if you don't do this, then what? This is the burn your boat season. This is the season that you decide in 2025, I'm just going to go ahead and go all in. Because here's what I know. There's no extra traffic in the extra mile. I'm going to say that one again. There's no extra traffic in the extra mile. Success is never going to be convenient. It's never going to be the perfect time. Well, I got a lot on my plate. We make time for everything else. And I am convinced that other than a skill set that I am learning right now, there is nothing, Alicia, that would have paid me the kind of income that I've earned over the last 10 years than what we're doing right now. Because you design your income, you decide what you want to earn based on what you're willing to do. How much are you willing to put into this? Now, I know the last objection that you're fighting right now is that, or probably two, well, I don't want to sell anything. And I 100% understand that, because I don't sell a thing. But I do share information. But I want you to know that all of life is sales. You are either selling or being sold to. But why would you think you need to sell if, I'm going to give you one statistic, 72%. Let me make sure the number is right. 72%. 72%. 72%. I'm going to say that number again. 72% of Americans. This is not even including the people in the rest of the world. 72% of Americans are overweight. And out of the 74% rather, out of the 74% of Americans that are overweight, 42% of them are obese. Do you think you're going to have a problem finding someone who needs your help? I'll wait for it. I'm going to wait for an answer. If 74% of Americans are overweight and 42% of the 74% of Americans are obese, this is not including the ones that are in pain, can't sleep, can't walk, high blood pressure. This is not including the other countries that we cover. Do you really think? So if you are a believer and you believe that your job or your call to help other people, then this is what I do as ministry. This is not something I do outside of ministry. This is what I do in ministry. So I want you to know now that you've already declared it, that poverty ends with me. We already know that you got some big dreams and some big goals, and you don't know how you're going to obtain them at this point. You probably think, well, I'm too old for that. I don't have the energy. We got something for that. We got something for that. What you need to do right now is run back to the person that invited you to this webinar, and you need to build a pack. Don't settle for, go get a credit card out your drawer like I did, because this is an emergency. This is an emergency. And not just your life depends on it, but the lives of your children and your children's children depend on it. I am so grateful that I was able to serve you on this call this evening. And like I said, our corporate structure has an entire system designed to serve you so that you can get plugged into the corporate system and you will know exactly what to do, how to do it. And all you've got to do is take action as if your life depends on it, because it does. Because it does. So we're excited to see you and welcome you onto our team and into our family. We want to see you at the top, not from the top. We want you to get started tonight. We want you to figure it out like we figure everything else out. Figure it out and get started tonight so that you could be well on your way. Summer is coming. I think we're only about 86 days or 85 days away from summer. And it is time now. We know that the sundresses are coming out and the shorts and the tank tops and all of that. And we know that you want to breathe and live and move and have your being and have a good old time this summer. It is time right now. It's not too late to say yes. But this time, know that you're not saying yes to us. You're saying yes to you. We're going to dust those dreams that you've had off the shelf because it is time for you to make a change. Good night and God bless you all. We love you and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. God bless you.